What do you do every morning to make sure that you have an awesome day? And what do you do at the end of the day to make sure that you have a great day tomorrow? And there's a whole heap of stuff going around at the moment about morning routines. The internet is full of, social media is full of all the experts, the celebrities, the influencers, the famous people who do all these amazing things either first thing in the morning or last thing at night, and they're suggesting that you should take on my morning routine because it's really good for me and it might be good for you too. I always have a giggle because I was given a morning routine when I was a child from my mother, my very healthy, energetic, hardworking mother. And I'm a very old lady now, and it's really fun to see that a lot of the common sense old lady stuff that my mother gave me, and when I say old lady about my mother had me when she was, the doctor said to her, you're not pregnant, you're going through menopause, you're not having a baby. And she said, I've had 5 other babies, I know I'm having a baby. So my mother was an old lady when she had me, now I'm an old lady. And the things that she gave to me as gifts, I just treat them as very precious gifts. And now things that have become trendy, fashionable, they're the things that the celebrities are talking about. So my mother always talked about getting up first thing in the morning and looking at the sunshine. Wake yourself up by getting sun on your skin. My mother always talked about cold water. I've always had a cold shower. Started with a cold shower, finished with a cold shower, had a couple of cold showers in between. That's called intermittent colding, I think, these days. She often talked about make sure you get your hands in the dirt and your feet in the dirt. So I was often told take your shoes off and get your feet dirty because it's good to touch the earth. My mother was all about drink lots of water, eat fresh fruit and vegetables, eat real food, not stuff that comes in a packet or a bag. So this whole thing about morning routine, disciplines that you should do to make your life better, I was very privileged to be given those as a small child. I've been doing them all of my life. So when I see that they've become fashionable, I always have a giggle. But here's some things to consider. Hello darling, rather than do, that's my puppy dog Judo, rather than doing what other people tell you to do, always look at the outcome. What do I want my day to look like? How much energy do I want to have? What am I going to be doing today that requires energy? And then do the things that are going to make that happen for you. So fresh air and sunshine, of course, are a very important part of every day. So why not get them at the start of the day? Because obviously artificial light, my second dog has returned. The dogs have been out running around the neighbourhood today. They don't care that it's cold. They've come back puffing and panting, so they're obviously hot, which is great. So here's a great question. What are you going to do every day? Not for a short period of time, not because the social media influencers are doing it, not because it's trendy, but what would you like to do every day for the rest of your life, not for a short period of time, that you know is going to make you feel good? So is it fresh air? Is it sunshine? Is it exercise? For all of my life, the very first thing that I do after fresh air and sunshine is I get puffed. I do something I skip rope, I do jump squats, I do push-ups, I do chin-ups, I do sprinting on the cross trainer, I do some kind of getting puffed to get my whole body started. And now the beautiful thing about, for instance, a cross trainer, you don't have to worry about your body pounding. You just get really puffed in a really short period of time. And what an awesome way to start the day. Most people don't like a cold shower, but I've got to tell you what it does for your metabolism. And I'm not counting how many calories I'm burning because I have a cold shower, but you just feel sped up because you've had a cold shower. Everything has to work harder. And one of the really fun things about a cold shower is you usually feel very hot at the end of it. So when you've turned off the cold, and I'll give you another, this is just a funny thing, and if you're a visualizer, this will be hilarious. I'm out in my garden. I often come out first thing in the morning and I have a hose shower. So I wet my entire body with freezing cold water out in the fresh air and sunshine because it just makes me feel good, not because some social influencer or media person told me to do it. So the question is a very personal one. How do you want to feel every day, and what are you going to do to make sure that you feel that way? And the reverse of cold showers, exercise, healthy eating, fresh air and sunshine is that you stay in bed, you pull the covers over your head, you don't get any fresh air, you don't get any sunshine, you don't do any exercise, you don't add any value to anybody else's life, you don't add value to your own life, you don't live with purpose. And that, by the definition of the behavioural scientists and the psychiatrists and psychologists, is called depression. So if you want to feel depressed, stay in bed, pull the covers over your head, don't do anything, and you will very quickly feel very, very unhappy. So whatever you do first thing in the morning or last thing at night, make sure it adds value to your life so that you can live your life to the max. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I'm going to have a sensational day every day because I choose to. Woohoo! Check out my snowy mountain. It's beautiful.